For this look, I'm starting out with a little bit of concealer on as a base, which is optional, and then here I'm applying an eyeshadow primer all around my eyes and just using my fingers to blend that in. To set that base, I'm going in with an off-white, kind of bone shade of eyeshadow, applying that all over where the primer was applied. Then I'm brushing away any excess with a clean, fluffy face brush. Now I'm going in with a black eyeliner and I'm just lining my waterline lower and upper, and you can see I'm keeping it mainly in the center. I really wasn't entirely sure where I actually wanted to go with this look when I started, so in the end I just fully lined all around. Then I'm using a black eyeshadow on a small flat brush to help set that liner on the lower waterline. And from there I started blending that along the lower lash line, and then on the upper lash line I'm also smudging that up a little bit onto the lid. Again, I started out focusing this in the center of the lids, and then when I was happy with it, used a clean fluffy brush to blend it out. Watching this back now, I could have left this almost as is and either skipped the contact lenses altogether or worn my mini black Scleras rather than the full Scleras, because initially I did want like a creepy, beady-eyed sort of look. So if you want to go for that, keep it here with the minimal black eyeshadow. Again, with the small flat brush, I'm turning it sideways to use the thinner area of the brush, and I'm smudging and pulling the black shadow down lightly from the center of the eye. And then here is when I started darkening more fully around the eyes. Then I'm using a kind of rusty red eyeshadow to do some contouring, starting around the eyes. Applying lightly at first with an angled crease brush, then deepening to darken the shadows with that small flat brush to get more precise. And then I'm just going back and forth between those two brushes to blend and darken as desired. For the brows, I'm using my foundation on a spoolie brush to create kind of that bleached brows look. Applying that both in the direction of the hair growth as well as against it to make sure all the hairs are as covered as possible. Then I'm going in with a dense blender brush to blend that foundation into the skin around the brows. Then I'm using that bone off-white eyeshadow to set the foundation, and you could also use a face powder for this. And then after stippling that onto the brows, I'm brushing away any excess eyeshadow around the brows and then gently going through with the spoolie again, not to add any more product, but to brush some of that excess eyeshadow through the hairs. Then here I'm starting to contour the face. Now I'm pretty much just speeding through this because I decided it wasn't really the look that I was going for and ended up removing most of it. But I did want to keep it in here in case you like how it looks and so you can see the process and just for some different inspiration. This is really a simple look, so you can play around with it, take bits and pieces of it, and whatever you think looks cool and creepy to you, go for that. The main goal for this look for me was just to be nice and creepy, and as you'll see as we go on, I changed several things as I went until I was happy with it. I did keep most of the contouring under the lower lip and then a little bit around the frame of the face and hairline as well. I also applied some of my foundation to the lips to see what it looked like since I still wasn't sure what I wanted to do at this point. I added a little bit of contouring down the neck and along the jawline as well. And then I took my hair down on one side to see how it felt, but it just really wasn't the vibe that I wanted. So here I go removing the foundation on the lips and then most of the heavy contouring on the cheeks and temples, then touching up some of my concealer and moving on to the smile. Here I'm again using the black eyeshadow on the small flat brush to create a big creepy smile coming out from the corners of my mouth, and I'm taking that up just outside the outer corners of the eyes. Again, you can customize the smile how you like or what fits your face best. Then I'm applying a black liquid lipstick to the inner part of the lips, pressing them together, then using my fingers to smudge the lipstick in toward the center of the mouth. I'm darkening the corners of the mouth a little bit with the black eyeshadow and then going in with a black water activated makeup on a detail brush to darken and define the smile. As I go, I'm letting my hand kind of waver or shake a little bit so I don't create a perfect line. And I'm also adding in some thicker areas along the smile, just wherever my hand and brush kind of naturally fall as I go. Nothing too precise, although I did want it to generally be a little bit thicker near the corners of my mouth and then thinner as I got toward the end of the smile lines. I'm adding a little of the black water activated makeup under the eyes. And I also lined down those center lines under the eyes. And this is when it got a little bit too clowny for me and I ended up removing this as well, but I lined it similarly to how I did the smile, letting my hand waver, giving it kind of a shaky, uneven look. Again, just not the vibe that I was going for. Just darkening up the center of the lips here and again smudging in toward the center with my fingers, just making it look smudgy and messy. Here I'm removing those lines under the eyes and then going in with a smudgy brush to just darken and smudge the black under the eyes as well as on the lids. And I'm keeping this on the mobile lid, not taking it all the way up to the crease, and just giving it the same feel as the black on the lips. I'm using this brush to add more smudging to the lips and smile as well. Then I did decide to add some foundation back onto the lips, just surrounding the black to camouflage my lips a little bit. So I'm applying that with a small concealer brush, blending it out with my dense blender brush, and layering it up as needed. Then I went in with a little bit darker of a tan eyeshadow that was closer to my skin tone to set the foundation, and again you could use a face powder for this as well. Lastly, I went in with my clean powder brush and blended away a little more of the face contouring, and then that was it for the makeup. I used clear aloe gel to make my hair look nice and gross. Then I put my black Scleras in and touched up any of the black under my eyes that I needed to, and I was good to go. So that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed this creepy little look. If there's anything specific you want to see this month or in the future, just let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.